Hello and welcome to Stress Less with me, Jess. Today, my special guest is Linda Fisk. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Jess. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to be on here because you have a fabulous business, and it's called LeadHERship Global. And so here's your background. You're a multi award-winning CEO, TEDx speaker, 5 times international best-selling author, which I looked up your books and they are fabulous, by the way. I love some of them so much. You're a keynote speaker and you're a university professor dedicated to amplifying and extending the success of higher business leaders. You're a community of unstoppable women, enhancing their leadership, blueprint, and embracing their power to the best version of themselves and work and in life. I love the work-life balance, and it sounds like you really appreciate that as well.
Yes.
You will support and guide ambitious, creative women to move in the direction of the purpose, their mission and their dreams, their powerful connections, critical support, practical tools, valuable resources show up, speak up, step up in their careers and personal lives. Again, going back and forth with that personal and work-life balance. I absolutely love it. Obviously, that was a lot, and it obviously didn't highlight everything about you. So please give us, in your own words, your nutshell about why you're so amazing.
Well, I'm not sure that I would use the term so amazing, but thank you, Jess. That's very, very kind of you. I have, I think, the privilege and honor of being able to meet inspirational leaders from all over the world and create lifelong friendships and be surrounded by people that are truly invested in the success of women all over the world. And every single woman that's a part of LeadHERship Global has the opportunity to be inspired like I am and motivated like I am by other women leaders who cheer them on, who provide counsel and support to help every single woman in LeadHERship Global attain greater and greater levels of success and impact. And so, I really believe I have the best job in the world, but the purpose of LeadHERship Global is to create and support personal as well as professional breakthroughs, really to help guide women to achieving greater leverage and greater freedom in their careers and in their businesses. And so I think if I've had any success at all, it could be measured by the success of the women that are a part of LeadHERship Global and the way that they've been able to transform both their professional and their personal lives through the connections, the resources, the tools, as well as the relationships that they've been able to build inside LeadHERship Global.
Wow. I just love it because when I first met you, which feels like forever ago at this point, you could even just hear in your voice the light that you bring and the happiness that your business actually brings to you and how much passion's behind what you do. And I think that's so amazing because when women come together, and I say this all the time, what we can do when we work together is just incredible. We can move so many mountains. We're so strong. We're so ambitious. And for you to help women find that, because I think society and life in general really breaks us down. And for you to say, hey, listen, you have an idea, let's grow it. But also, how do you still keep that ambition in your home life too? Because you do wear so many hats. So how do you find that balance? And I think that's so powerful that you're able to help so many women complete that. And I just, kudos to you for even just founding this. It's amazing work.
Thank you so much, Jess. That's very, very kind of you. And I will say that, it's an amazing experience to be able to be in community with so many extraordinary women that are really, they're breaking barriers, they're reducing bias, they're innovators, they're pioneers, they're trailblazers, and to be able to be in their company is just extraordinary.
I love that. So obviously we're talking about all the benefits of joining and being part of your community. And you're saying trailblazers, you're saying entrepreneurs. Is there a certain level of entrepreneur I have to be in it? Can I just have an idea? What's my experience look like? Tell me about becoming part of your community.
Yeah, well, we try to ensure that all the women that are part of LeadHERship Global are really dedicated to two ideas. One, that they are a lifetime learner, that they are someone who is going to invest in their own education, their own development, their own skill creation. We want women who realize that no matter what your title is, no matter how long you've been in your industry, there's always something new to learn. And so we want to work with women who are interested in creating personal and professional breakthroughs by being lifetime learners. We have 10 roundtables every single month. We have 2 accelerator webinars every single week. We have a resource center that's chock full of workbooks, worksheets, articles, videos, step-by-step podcasts, anything and everything that you could need or want to take that next step in your own success journey. And so we want women that are going to be excited about everything that they can do within LeadHERship Global and really take advantage of that. And the second requirement is that you respect all women, no matter where they are, no matter what part of the world they're from, what language they speak, what their race, religion, background, belief system is. All women deserve to be treated with honor and with respect and dignity. So we want every single woman to feel valued, to feel respected, to feel honored in LeadHERship Global. And so we've created a community that literally is very, very focused on honoring women and lifting women up, cheering them on. And we want other women to join us in that pursuit of ensuring that every single woman is valued, honored, respected. And so that's the only other criteria. I will say that out of the 10,000 members that are part of LeadHERship Global, most of them run businesses between 10 and 100 million US dollars, and probably a third run businesses that are well beyond $100 million. But we do have many women that are solopreneurs, contractors, consultants, coaches, and they may be early in their entrepreneurial journey, or they may only want to be a single contributor. They may never want to have a multinational $1 million business. They may only want to have the opportunity to be a solo contributor, to be a really impactful consultant or coach or solopreneur, and that's fine too.
What I really hear when I'm hearing you talk is that you're just looking for good people, right? There's right. We want the lifelong learners. Okay, great. I don't know everything, and there's nothing wrong with me not knowing everything, right? So knowing that I'm really good at this stuff, but I want more support in this area, right? And that's okay. And it's okay with that learning. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to keep growing. And then you talked about that respect piece, and that's just so much, again, just being a good person. We're all different, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like you mentioned, we're in different areas when it comes to our business. We're in different areas when we come to where we live, what we speak, what we eat, all these different things. And absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think that really goes hand in hand with your lifelong learning, right? If I bring in this woman, right, or so somebody like you, right, you have this successful business, this different kind of community that I don't have in that way, right? And so great, let's embrace each other. Let's learn from each other. Let's grow with each other. How awesome is that I get to meet another strong woman that's opening her heart and her mind and just work together like that? And again, in that self is just such a powerful community that I think can be overlooked, because I think sometimes we think, oh, it's another women that maybe are strong or at a different level in success, and that's scary. And you're just going, no, come in, come here, let's learn together and grow together. And like I said from the beginning, what women can do together is just so strong and powerful.
I agree. I think that, and I see it every day. I've seen businesses double in size. I've seen strategic partnerships created. I've seen collaborations created, and it comes from being in relationship. I will tell you, business is done with people you know, like, and trust. And so by creating a community of other powerful women in leadership all around the world, you are going to step into so many opportunities that you didn't even know existed. We have placed women on corporate boards. We have given women phenomenal venture capital funding. We have given them all kinds of financing opportunities. We've given them media opportunities. And prior to joining LeadHERship Global, they didn't even know that these kinds of opportunities existed. So we are all about ensuring that women receive whatever they need in order to take that next step in success, and in the ability to leverage both their career and their personal lives to step into really what they believe their purpose, their mission, and vision are.
Yes. So for the woman that's listening and she's taking on the notes saying, this is the community that I want to be in, this is it, I want LeadHERship Global, that's my next step, that's my next push. What is the best way to get in contact with you?
Probably LinkedIn. I would say that either email, which I tend to be, tied to most of the day, all day. So I'm very responsive to email. I'm also very responsive generally to LinkedIn. Now, I will say, like many women in leadership, I receive, almost 1,000 LinkedIn messages a day. So it is quite a bit to keep up with. But if, in the subject line, it says, I'm interested in learning more about LeadHERship Global, you can be sure that I will respond to that. And we have 10 people on our team, member concierge, that make sure that everyone is responded to, everyone is taken care of. And it would be my pleasure, my honor, to be able to meet with anyone who's interested in accelerating their success, because that's really what our focus is. We help women accelerate their success, no matter if they want to be a public speaker, a author, they want to double the size of their business, whatever their particular mission, vision, and definition of success is. We make sure that we partner with them to manifest that much quicker than they could on their own.
For sure. And I think that's the biggest thing we learn as an entrepreneur, or just as a business person in general, is that you can do a lot of learning. That's awesome. But what you can do with a team and a support system, you can just grow in a different kind of light. And it's just really awesome.
That's
When it
right.
comes to LeadHERship Global, what is the one thing out of this conversation you want the listeners to take out of that?
That no one grows as a leader by themselves. It's absolutely impossible. In order to lead, you have to be surrounded by other people. And what I have found is that surrounding yourself with people that you admire, that you respect, that you're inspired by, only gives you greater incentive, inspiration, and motivation to become the leader that you want to be. And so, in my mind, you can't fulfill your leadership journey unless you're in community with people that you deeply respect, admire, people that motivate you, people that inspire you. And so you have to be very intentional, very purposeful about where you spend your time. You have to be very careful about the community you surround yourself with, because, as that saying goes, if you take the 5 people you spend the most time with, that will reflect your life in 5 years. So you want to make sure that you are very consciously, very purposefully, and intentionally surrounding yourself with women or with leaders that inspire you, that encourage you to take that next step in your own personal and professional journey.
I totally agree that just that community, that growth. And like you said, you learn so much from your environment. So what you're spending most of that time with. And just again, as an entrepreneur, there's so many gurus out there, right? And there's oh, do this, do that, right? There's put all these things in front of you, but actually working with people you actually trust and have a relationship with that have succeeded, you're gonna have a different kind of conversation. And I think that's just very, very
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah,
In
that's
your
absolutely right, Jessica.
and in your bio and through our conversation, we really talked a lot about you really want women to take care of their personal life and with their work life. As the CEO of this company, as somebody who's getting 1,000, LinkedIn messages, among emails, among from the community and everything in between, how do you find you're balancing, or what's your tip on balancing, a busy life such as yours?
Yeah. And, I love that your focus is on stressing less, because honestly, everyone, no matter where you are, needs to be conscious of not only the stress in their life, but what they're doing to offset that stress, what they're doing to recharge, to re-energize, to be able to feel as though that they're able to create a fulfilling, rewarding life, not just a busy life. And so what I really focus on for me is the connection to my faith. So every single morning I get up and I create intention for the day. I pray. I look at, what's ahead of me, and I ask for guidance. I ask for strength. I ask for resilience. I ask for compassion so that I can enter that day absolutely focus on providing the very best of myself in every conversation, in every relationship. And so creating intention for your day. And then for me, praying, being part of scripture, to me, grounds me, focuses me, centers me, and allows me to provide the very best of myself, no matter what the conversation is, no matter what the I may be involved in conflict resolution that day. I may be involved in negotiation that day. I may be involved in welcoming new members that day. But whatever my day holds, I know that I can bring the very best of myself to that. And then at the end of the day, I make sure that I have alone time. I need alone time in my day to process the day, to be able to think through what's next in terms of most important tasks, most important responsibilities over the course of the next day, the next week, the next month. So something may have happened that day that reprioritizes those tasks that are going to be most important to me. And I want to make sure that I have taken time at the end of the day to really think through and process not only that day's events, but to be quiet in my spirit and to ensure that I'm able to really absorb what happened that day, be grateful, give thanks, be appreciative of the conversations I've had, and really plan out how I'm going to take action against those conversations.
One of the things I love about your morning routine, I speak to a lot of successful women like you, which is one of the benefits of my job, but also, just teaching others how to set their day up. And a lot of times what I see as a trend and through studies also is that they say how you set intentions for the day and that self check-in. But what I really loved about your conversation is that when I talk to a lot of people, they have a morning routine, right? And morning routines are common, which is great. But what I don't hear as much common is having that night routine. And night routines are just as important as your morning routines, but they get really skipped over, right? We end up falling asleep on the couch with our laptop out, or we fall asleep with our phone in our hand, right? We're not really making that time. Like you said, you use these words like reward, recharge. And these are exact things that we overlook throughout our life, right? We're going to go up and down. You said negotiations, you have to onboard people, all these different emotions and conversations, the different passion conversations you have to have among checking in with yourself. And so having that quote unquote balance is so important. So I just want to say kudos to you because that's so important. We also,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. And we also mentioned community, right? So you mentioned community. And I said those top 5 people are so important, which I definitely agree, right? Never be the smartest person in the room. But who is the number one person that you feel you talk to the most throughout the day?
My husband, for sure. He, has the position in my life where he gets to be, my counselor, my advisor, my best friend, he's someone that I think serves as a coach to me, a consultant to me, an advisor, a mentor. And so oftentimes, if something's happening where I think, gosh, I could go down path A or path B, and I'm someone that is very comfortable with risk. So I'm likely to take the most expedient route, but I know now that probably a good next step is to speak to my husband, who is very much risk adverse. And so we balance each other because I'm very risk tolerant. He's very risk adverse. He gives me a perspective that otherwise I would not have. He gives me input that otherwise I would not have. And after my hour at night where I take some alone time to really think through the day, to pray about the day, to process the day, I often bring to him anything I'm thinking about, anything that I'm considering, anything that might be a plan. Maybe it's something that won't happen for 5 years or 3 years or 2 years, or maybe it'll happen next week, but I want to check in with him because he really is my partner in life. Now, I do have a board of advisors, and certainly we meet. I get great advice and guidance from my board of advisors, and I have a senior leadership team that I get to connect with and get their good counsel. But when you speak about talking to someone every single day, my life partner also happens to be someone that I not just admire and respect, but that I lean on for daily counsel about my business as well.
You've provided so many good nuggets from your community that you have built, from your learning about work-life balance, and now just find like really believing in your own community. I think it's just really important what you do. And I just want to say thank you again for everything that you do. It's just really powerful. And I know your women in your community respect you. So thank you so much for taking your time out today.
Thank you, Jessica. So grateful to you.